Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Dylan here. We have a really powerful video today from Tyrus from Fox News from the Gutfeld show. He just came out and revealed his true thoughts about everything going on right now, the attempted assassination on President Trump, and he also admitted something in an interview to President Trump, which I personally wanted to share with you guys. He admitted that he was wrong about Donald Trump, and he humbly apologized to Trump and said, hey, I was wrong about you. And he had a really cool interview with Trump, which I wanted to showcase for you. And he also had some words about Charlie Kirk dying and what it really means. And right now, with this whole political state of our world right now and in our country, you have a lot of leading Democrats and leading liberals who are putting Trump's name in the trash bin. And even Ilhan Omar said that, oh, we should sweep Charlie Kirk into the dustbin of history. We should just forget about him. But no, Tyrus says different. And yeah, he's a funny guy. He's kind of a big character, but he speaks facts. So I'm really excited to showcase this video for you guys. I put a lot of research into this one, a lot of different clips. So we're going to dive in, but before we do, we're going to read scripture and pray because God comes first. Amen? Comment the word amen in the comment section if you believe that God comes first in your life. And without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. Amen. That's from Hebrews 11:6. And let's pray that all of us continue to seek God, even in the most difficult moments in our life. And my brothers and sisters, congratulations to everyone who has begun investing in the stock market under President Trump. The stock market has been absolutely soaring under the leadership of Donald Trump. We now have a totally free offer linked below, or if you're watching this on your TV, you can take out your phone and scan this QR code. And I also created a free investing tutorial for you to watch as well. And don't worry, you don't need a lot of money to get started. You could literally get started with just a couple bucks.
So, a DC judge just apologized to Trump's wannabe assassin because his conditions in jail were too harsh. Tyrus,
Greg.
Joe made a pretty good point there that, like, if he wasn't put on suicide watch and he suicided, they would be blaming probably the Republicans.
Well, they would say that we killed him.
Yes.
Yeah, well, they would have blamed it on one person probably.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Where the hell is this judge when I have to go to court?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if I'll walk in there looking like Kunta Kinte, with like, so thank God you're here. Are you okay? Is everything fine? Forget about the assaults and all the bad things to you. Do you have a comfortable chair? And actually, it's a little breezy in here, Your Honor. May I have the robe? Why, sure. Because it's.
It is crazy, though, that liberal judge is apologizing to a guy who tried to kill the president. Like, if he was successful, Trump would have been dead.
He's not doing, maybe some slippers, perhaps some wine before we going into arguments. Like, if that was across the board for everyone would want to go to court.
Yeah.
But what it is it's suicidal empathy.
Yeah.
Gadside has a new book out and I'm obsessed with it because it's exactly what it is. As a judge who is in D.C., who is apologizing to a man who, if he would have been at that dinner, would have shot through him.
Right.
Because their empathy is more important than anything else going on, because that's how you get control. Fake martyrdom. And we keep going, why are these judges like this? Why are these people? This is who they are. It's a movement. It's a successful movement. They failed 3 to 4 times, probably more than that than we've even got into, but they have successfully, they're in our courts, they're in our politics, they're in our schools, and we are the ones who are insane because we're like, why do they keep doing these things? This is who they are. These judges are going to do that. And in this trial, we really need to watch as much as we can, because you're going to see things that you're going to just be outraged by, because the empathy of protecting false things like he's oppressed. He wasn't oppressed. Only in America can you have that many guns and wear a red tie and everyone's okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he runs through the thing, he shoots at people, and they're still like, but the greater good was he was trying to stop the existential threat that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So they're going to continue to do this. Now they're getting people who are, you can't say are crazy anymore. These are soldiers.
Whoa, that was very well said by Tyrus, guys. Yeah, why should we be shocked? I mean, just remember the guy, Judge Merchan. This was the guy from Bogota, Colombia, the immigrant judge who was overseeing that case with Donald Trump. And this was the man who actually had sentenced Trump and made Trump a convicted felon. And if you actually take a look at Judge Juan Merchan's Wikipedia page, you can actually take a look and say that, take a look and see that Merchan donated to Democratic Party candidate Joe Biden's campaign. He also donated to the Progressive Turnout Project, and he donated to the Stop Republicans campaign, which is a subsidiary of the Progressive Turnout Project, which if you take a look at stoprepublicans.com, what does it do? Join us today to resist the radical Republican agenda. Pitch in to stop Donald Trump. They're literally dedicated to resisting the Republican Party and Donald Trump's right-wing legacy. And Judge Juan Merchan donated to this campaign. Can you believe that? So don't be so shocked when you see a judge apologizing to a man who tried to kill Donald Trump. Maybe he would have even tried to kill J.D. Vance as well, who are both sitting up there. Caroline Leavitt was up there. Melania Trump was up there. A lot of innocent people were up there. But the judge is apologizing to the attempted assassin.
Trump gives sobering stats to a bunch of little brats. On Tuesday, he welcomed children to the Oval Office, where he announced the revival of the presidential physical fitness tests. He also reminded them we have to make a journey down to Iran to take the nuclear weapon.
We have to make a journey down to Iran to take the nuclear weapon. They would have had a nuclear weapon within 2 weeks. Remember, we sent that beautiful B-2 bomber in, and we blew up their nuclear potential.
Look at these 11, like 12-year-olds. I like this. This guy's like, yeah, keep talking, Trump. This is the only kid paying attention. Maybe that guy too.
Obliterated. So we would have had...
That guy has no idea what Trump's talking about.
An Iran with a nuclear weapon, and maybe we wouldn't all be here right now.
Wow. Way to lighten the mood, Mr. P. Wasn't all doom and gloom, though. Look at you. He's a big guy.
Look at this guy's a big guy.
See, I'm doing football right now, and next year I'm going to be trying to do powerlifting.
Oh, whoa.
Yes,
Whoa.
already? Let's go.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
And you'll never compete against women in powerlifting. The man in powerlifting, he decided to go the opposite direction. Took a record, stood for 18 years. He beat it by 119 pounds. Whoa. Okay? They put the little quarter of an ounce to 18 years it stood. This guy came, he was a failed powerlifter, but he went on the other side and he decided that he wanted to go into women's sports, and he broke the record by 118 pounds. Think that's fair? So I don't think we'll have to worry about you.
Yes, sir.
It's amazing.
But are you a strong person?
Are you a strong person?
Yes, sir.
Good. You think you can take me in a fight? Hey, that would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? Oh, my God. Obliterated. So we would have had an Iran with a nuclear weapon, and maybe we wouldn't all be here right now.
This is what happened when you put Joe Biden around children. Sees a baby, and what does he do? He tries to, well, he actually does stick the baby's foot in his mouth. Look at this. Look at that. Ew! And then he makes eye contact with the child, too.
Pretty funny when he brought up the trans stuff.
The only thing was missing is if he would have been like, hey, you ever been in a Turkish prison?
Yeah.
Ever seen a grown man naked? I mean, it was like, I thought I was watching Airplane. I love the fact that he he has a way, and I've seen this in real life when he's talked to my daughter about jumping horses and stuff. You know, and his first question is always the same: "Are you any good?"
Yes.
And if you're not, and you tell me you're good, I'll find out. I have people.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And then literally, and then the next time he sees her, you know what? I saw some of your videotapes. You're a pretty good writer. You're going to keep doing it professionally. Like, he's actually talks to them with interest, and I think that's what we're all laughing because we're so used to the worst talk in the world. Like, how are you, big guy?
Yeah.
You play sports, you know, or worse, they try to smell your hair and. So, I mean, it's kind of nice that the president has a conversation at no time adult was like, whoa, we're done here.
Yeah.
We're done here. So it was nice to see just talking to him like normal people, although I guarantee you on that car ride home, the kids were like, Iran?
Are we going to die?
Yeah, you know, but it's refreshing and scary at the same time.
All right, so President Trump just came out to address the nation. Let's tune in.
I thought we'd be down maybe 20%, and we're up. The stock market's higher now than when we started this war. And I thought oil prices would go to $200, $250. It's at $100 now. And I think you're surprised, and I'm surprised. But even if it went to 200, it would have been worth it. I understood that. We had just set a record.
How amazing is that, my friends? The stock market is soaring under President Trump. If you want to learn how to begin investing, we have a totally free offer right now. You can click the link below, or if you're watching this on your TV, you can take out your phone and scan that QR code. Just download the app. It's totally free to get started. It's never too late, and who knows, maybe you can even learn so you can help your children or your grandchildren as well. Personally, I started investing, and now my investments are up over $60,000. One of you guys even messaged me saying that you're up over $13,000. I believe this is the best time to start investing while Trump is president because he's the best leader and the stock market has been hitting record numbers under his leadership. So don't let this opportunity pass you by. Take it as your sign. It's totally free and I break it down easy for you. I even have a free tutorial that I created just for you. It's all in the description box or pinned in the comments. All right, and here is Tyrus reacting to Ilhan Omar and her whole financial situation. Let's listen in.
Congresswoman, can you tell us about your net worth dropping down to about 100,000?
Funny, the whole thing.
Could you just elaborate on what mistake was made, Congresswoman? What mistake was made on your financial disclosure forms to bring it down to 100,000 from up to 30 million? Just want to give you a chance to clear it up because people are wondering why it dropped so far down. Does your husband still have the consulting business worth about $8 million?
Well, that's quite a brush off. But to her credit, back in Somalia, they usually gut you with a machete. Then there's this bizarre appearance on The Breakfast Club. Wow. I'm just a girl. My husband handles those things. And now I'm led to believe that Somalians cannot do math.
Well, then she did a great job. Women say that stuff all the time, and when it comes to a divorce, they know where every dime is at. So, I just want to put that out there.
All the men clapping.
Yes. But let's be honest, man. The number one commodity in Somalia is being a pirate.
Yeah.
I mean, they give it away. They even wear the pirate hats and when they get here. But the reason why she's confident, it's not an identity thing. That's something for us to get stuck on.
Yeah.
She's part of the system. Mm-hmm. So until they don't need her anymore, Swalwell,
yeah,
they'll allow. It's part of the corruption.
Yeah.
You think Pelosi? You're going to do this. You're going to do this, and we're going to funnel money. We're going to help you do. It is the blueprint of the government. The reason why Republicans aren't jumping in is because they got their own. Mm-hmm. Our government is so corrupt, and that's why they hate President Trump so much, because he already had his. And he exposed them. They loved him when he was on their side. And then when he's like, oh, he could expose the secrets. What we're seeing now is the pressure's coming because people are starting to talk. And so what they'll do is they'll cut off the dead weight. And unfortunately, she's part of the dead weight. Her, Swalwell, that's why she can't defend herself. She's panicking because she can't tell on that she's part of the thing. When you're across the board, show me one person in politics that for a job that pays $175,000. Bernie has 3 mansions. Mm-hmm. Like, it's across and we're focused on one. Her little $30 million, is like $10 compared to what's going on. They were all part of the fraud, but then they're going to have fall guys. And unfortunately, she's going to need a different pirate ship. I would not be surprised if they go on a family vacation to Somalia and not come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, Tyrus just hit the nail right on the head with Ilhan Omar. And now he's calling out the Democrats one more time, talking about really driving in the fact about how people are really trying to kill Trump right now, guys.
We know it when we see a liberal acting like they're right and you're wrong. There's a sense
Well, it's absolutism.
Yeah. And I think that when I read that guy's thing and I read his post, I go like, he sounds like all of them.
Well, he is all of them. And he's not crazy. And in circles, he's not a bad person. He's a soldier.
Yeah.
He's a call to arms.
Yeah.
And that's what the whole plan was. I mean, we need to stop. The problem, though, I say it over and over again, we're too polite. If it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, and tries to kill you, it's a duck. Like, they just...
It's a killer duck.
But you make jokes about it, but we're always, oh, he's mentally this, he's that, this. No. What do you think the whole point of going out and saying that rhetoric?
And I actually heard that this shooter guy was actually a really well-educated guy. He wasn't just like a loony. He went to college. I think he was smart. I don't know his background, but I think that he was a quote-unquote, on the books, a smart, intelligent, successful guy. I think he still lived at home with his parents, but he lives in freaking California, where it's way too expensive to live on your own.
The thing is about the people in politics is they never want their hands dirty. So they'll say things over and over, and then you'll have these king rallies where they'll all get together and they'll preach this stuff and preach, and they believe it as much as you believe in your own lives. Mm-hmm. So he's a martyr. He's a hero. He's going to have so many letters. Yeah. He's going to have so many of those weird looking women singing outside his cell. Like, we're laughing, but like, the one thing they haven't had in this whole thing has been military, in shape, aged men. And now, lo and behold, they're showing up. So their work is getting better. I think, you don't need to bring this back. Yeah. You should never, ever have the president and the vice president in the same event again. You just can't. And to me...
Well, they're going to at the UFC event in June, so that's going to go down.
The most powerful thing that I saw in that whole thing going down was, the president knew who those shots were for, and what was his first move? His wife. That's why he's my president. Yeah. He was a man first, and he...
Boom, shakalaka. Well said.
Masculinity.
But here's the thing. He made, in his speech, and the president was a little shook up because he couldn't remember names of the guys he was trying to talk about, but Martin Luther King. Yeah. There's people that have tried to stand to make change, and when they make change, and let's not kid ourselves. How many billions of dollars is out of the pockets of politicians right now? How many of the defund groups and all that stuff? And ironically, this is a good time to have King rallies and send people to go attack, because why? Our stuff isn't funded. So the guards are down, and you don't have to be crazy to be like, hey, it's so easy to get him, guys. All you got to do is check. The best thing that happened was those guys took his ass down, because now he's going to talk. And they're going to get more, because usually what happens is they end up with a bullet in their head, and then they say, oh, he's crazy, he's this. And we need to stop saying, like, because he's a teacher, like that's somehow honorable. These ain't the teachers that we grew up with. Yeah. These are the teachers that are grooming your kids, that are rocking flags and that are trying to have sex with your kids, who want to take parents out of the home. Let's stop. These aren't the teachers that we think they are. He is a soldier, and we need to start recognizing the fact that there is a war in this country. It's just they don't fight like us. Yeah. They fight underneath us.
All right.
Wow, very well said, Tyrus. All right, we do have breaking news. The stock market has just closed at another all-time high, historic high under President Trump. S&P, NASDAQ, and Russell hitting all-time highs. Take a listen.
Looks like we're going to get there, though. See what tomorrow brings. Spending it overtime. We do have some earnings coming with Mike and Mel.
All due to President Trump.
The bells bringing an end to the trading day at the NYSE. No Kid Hungry doing the honors. And at the NASDAQ, Realloys closing out the day. Welcome to Closing Bell Overtime. We're live from Studio B at the NASDAQ market site. I'm Melissa Lee along with Mike Santoli. It was a risk-on rally today with S&P, NASDAQ, and Russell hitting all-time highs. The NASDAQ up 2%, S&P up about 1.5%. Semi is a standout once again on the back of strong earnings results from AMD. We'll hear.
Well, 401ks and the stock market is soaring under the leadership of President Trump. He continues to shock the world and shock the investors as the stock market is soaring. Many of you have begun investing from watching my show. I talk about investing in the stock market daily and how important it is just to be involved, take advantage of this economic boom. You don't need to really know what you're doing. At this point, it's just extremely easy. All you have to do is set up an account and just throw in a couple extra bucks here and there that you have into the market. These are very low risk things. It's just basically following the stock market. If you want to learn how to begin investing, we have a totally free offer right now. You can click the link below, or if you're watching this on your TV, you can take out your phone and scan that QR code. Just download the app. It's totally free to get started. It's never too late, and who knows, maybe you can even learn so you can help your children or your grandchildren as well. Personally, I started investing, and now my investments are up over $60,000. One of you guys even messaged me saying that you're up over $13,000. I believe this is the best time to start investing while Trump is president, because he's the best leader, and the stock market has been hitting record numbers under his leadership. So don't let this opportunity pass you by. Take it as your sign. It's totally free, and I break it down easy for you. I even have a free tutorial that I created just for you. It's all in the description box or pinned in the comments. So Tyrus hits the nail on the head. He says, you just inspired millions of Charlie Kirks. So let's tune in, my friends.
Last word to you.
You know, this has been difficult because I feel bad because I didn't like what Charlie was doing. I'm not a religious person. And I find, unfortunately, in my life experience, isn't that most people that put God in front of them were full of it and dangerous. And Charlie, in his death, I learned that his faith was unbelievable. And I can't relate to that. So it bothers me on a certain level because I didn't think the risk was worth certain things in this world. Unfortunately, in our country, we can't discuss. And he took 3 things that were death sentences with this country. He talked about religion.
And I wanted to play actually there's a video going viral right now, resurfacing. This was Charlie Kirk's last message ever. He quoted scripture.
1 Corinthians 5 and 15. So that's all pretty amazing evidence, not just intra-biblical evidence, but extra-biblical evidence that Jesus Christ was a real person. He lived a perfect life. He was crucified, died, and rose on the 3rd day, and he is Lord and God over all.
Charlie Kirk. Wow. So Charlie Kirk was quoting scripture in his last message to us.
He talked about gender, and he talked about politics. With one side, how many buildings burned last night? Not one. That's right. How many people were dragged in the street for looking like they maybe were the shooter? Not one. How many police officer was spit on for not doing their job? Not one.
Did you see any looting going on? Did you see any buildings getting burnt on fire? I didn't see any. And Tyrus is right. Charlie Kirk wasn't afraid to talk about difficult topics, but for him it was common sense.
Let me ask you, can anyone become a woman?
I mean...
Guys, please.
Yes? I mean... It doesn't have anything to do with me, so yes.
Okay, listen, if a biological man came next to you in your dormitory or locker room, would you be okay with that?
If they came next to me,
and started changing next to you.
Sure. What does that have to do with me? I mean, if that person felt more comfortable because they identified as a woman, then I wouldn't mind. But if I identified as a man, then maybe. If they were hostile towards me, then I would care. But if it was someone that identified as a woman and they weren't hostile towards me, no, I wouldn't mind.
Wow.
You feel differently? I'm sure.
Let me ask you, can anyone be...
Isn't that crazy? Charlie Kirk makes it so simple, yet it's so difficult for most people to understand.
You're a teacher. Yes. What is a woman?
Woman is a social construct that we've agreed upon.
So I want to thank you for proving a great point.
What?
You are why we should eliminate the Department of Education. Thank you very much. Yes, with 2 beautiful children.
Wow, good for you.
I could tell you're not married.
Yeah.
You're so scared to debate me.
Actually, I'm not scared.
Then debate me anytime,
Honestly, I'm good. I just debated the governor of this state. I don't need to debate you, Parker, okay?
You keep interrupting me. Every time I try to actually explain my point and have a reasonable conversation with you, you cut me off.
You're an English major.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you another chance.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Jane Austen novel?
Harry Potter?
My shirt, everybody, my shirt says Charlie Kirk.
Oh,
Clearly you're
campus.
offended.
Actually, I'm not. I find it hilarious. In fact, I'm so important that you have to make a shirt with my name on it. It's FBI statistics. It's well known.
Statistics, where can you show me that at? 70% of offenders were African American.
I know you're obviously very anti-trans.
No, I'm pro-reality.
I'm pro-reality. Wow. Charlie, there's no one like him.
The hate, the negativity, even for a person, I met him a couple times. I think he did the show with us.
Mm-hmm.
But the things that him and I have in common, his little girls are never going to see their dad again. Because he had principles and accountability, and that used to be something in this country that we admired. To be different, to speak your heart. And he did something that most of us, he had a patience that I didn't understand.
Yeah.
This dude would give the microphone to any asshole that would want to say anything.
Yep.
We won't even let our audience talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and they
True.
might be saying, Tyrus, I love you. Get out. And he would give the mic knowing that they were there to call him every name in the book and this, that, whatever. Like, I just, for a guy who didn't buy into the religious thing, and that's me. I'm not going to lie. You just can't lie about these things. I didn't understand his commitment.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wish I would have learned the lesson better than in his being murdered, unless he was murdered. And the side, I don't think they're going to get the result that they wanted because they didn't get the violent response from the MAGA.
Yeah.
But you just inspired millions of Charlie Kirks.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't stand him.
Yeah.
I hope they finish his tour.
Mm-hmm.
I hope people of faith that want to, they continue his tour, they continue his legacy, and they'll be wishing that they just had the one big voice, because I really think he's going to inspire a generation.
All right.
Wow, I think he's exactly correct. As you can see, this is vigils and prayers and gatherings for Charlie Kirk all across the country, all across the world. People are gathering to honor Charlie Kirk, but to also honor Jesus Christ. And Charlie Kirk, he wanted to be remembered for his faith in God. And this is exactly what he's being remembered for. This was the moment where Charlie Kirk was asked, and this was actually by my personal friend, Jack. I've actually talked with the people who are interviewing Charlie in this clip. They asked him, how do you want to be remembered?
And finally, oh, sorry.
No, and then when people say at the end of the day, they don't even know what they're saying when they say it. It's just
at the end of the day.
It's just literally a linguistic crutch is all that it is.
Linguistic crutches are very annoying, in fairness.
Yes, and that is one that drives me nuts.
If everything completely goes away, how do you want to be remembered?
I mean, if I die?
Everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
Charlie Kirk, thank you so much
you
for
guys
coming
do
on
a great job. I wish it could be longer. This has been amazing. So
we would love to do this again
come back
sometime in the
soon.
future.
We only hit half.
Yeah. We oh my gosh.
So we'll have to do a part 2 sometime.
Oh,
soon.
absolutely. Yeah, and shout out to your crew. Like seriously,
Wow, they wanted to do a part 2. This was only 2 months ago. 2 months ago. They were planning to come back and do a second round. They only got through half of the questions.
They're incredible.
Hospitality was incredible.
By the way, come to the Student Action Summit. You guys would get so many guests. Yeah, we have everyone there. Yeah.
And I also wanted to play a little bit of this interview that Tyrus had with President Trump as well, talking about the assassination on Trump's life. And Tyrus admitted something to Trump as well. So let's tune in, my friends.
First of all, Mr. President, thank you so much for doing this. This is a tremendous honor for me.
I'm a big fan, so just so you understand.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad because I've got an issue with you, and and when you gave me this opportunity, first of all, thank you for coming on the Gutfeld show. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It's a good show.
And I actually owe you an apology before we start. I've been very critical about you, how you fight all through the campaigns. I voted for you because I like policy. I didn't know you as a man. And I think when you don't understand what a man fights for, you can get lost, especially with all the noise we're seeing from fake news, etc. Who created these pictures from you. So Gutfeld show's over. Cameras are off. We go backstage, and I expected you to be like every politician or anybody celebrity I've bodyguarded for, and you met my family. And you talked to my daughter. My daughter is 10 years old, her name is Georgie. You guys talked for 20 minutes. If nobody knew, you could have been her grandfather. And you were talking about her horses and her dreams. And I was sitting there and I was like, I have been so wrong about this man because I never understood why you fight the way you fight. You're a family man.
I am. Well, I am.
You're a father.
And your daughter's a gorgeous, really, and your wife, the whole thing. I mean, you have got some setup, I'll tell you. But your family's great and you're great and you've really done something and you've got...
You notice how humble President Trump is? Tyrus compliments Trump, and Trump immediately shifts it back to Tyrus. You have some setup. That's the biggest compliment you can give another man. And Tyrus is so humble to say, look, I was wrong about you. And Tyrus admitted the same thing about Charlie Kirk. You know, he was like, I didn't like what he did because Tyrus wasn't religious. But this is sparking a new mindset and a new awakening for so many people with religion, including myself.
Certain spirit. You know, a friend of mine who's very smart, he's also a very big guy. He said, because I'm big and strong, people think I'm not the smartest guy.
Oh, I know.
Okay? You are a really smart guy. And I see it, and I've watched it, and I like the show, and we have the privilege of having had the highest rating in the history of the show when I did it a couple of weeks ago. That was just
of all time.
Of all time, yeah.
We beat network television.
You beat everybody.
And they were up 35 million homes, and it was a landslide.
Yep.
Now, you're putting it on me. I'm throwing it back to you, Mr. President.
Go ahead.
Why do we not hear more about Donald Trump, the father, the grandfather? And I did a deep dive. There are some of the things you have done that when they say those horrible things like he's Hitler, he's a racist, did they not forget in 1991 what you did with Nelson Mandela? Would you care to share that? Because I would love to hear that.
I never talk about it.
No, you do not. And I know why, because you're a man.
Yeah. I mean, I just have great relationships with a lot of people. People say that, you know, a little bit like you do. I don't think it's a narrative the press likes. Maybe it's not even a narrative that I should have. We have to protect our country, and maybe we should let the other side, I don't even call them the enemy. I think we have...
Do you notice the similarities between President Trump and Charlie Kirk? They're both accomplished so much, yet they don't ever talk about the things they've accomplished. I don't know if you guys watched my video about Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk, but Charlie Kirk hired Candace Owens when she had no following. And Charlie Kirk trained Candace Owens to become a good debater, to the work ethic. Charlie Kirk told Candace, never say no to a Fox News interview.
More of an enemy from within than we do from outside. You know, if you have a smart president, they talk about China and Russia and everything else. If you have a smart president, they're not going to be the problem. We have a bigger problem from within, and they hate it. I noticed today, they were saying, he said the enemy from within. Of course, it's Adam Schiff. These are bad people. These are sick people and bad people, and it's true. But I think it's a narrative that they don't like, frankly. I think the fake news, a term I think I came up with, I'm very proud.
Oh, you did. You coined it.
It's not tough.
You should probably trademark it, but, you know, I'm not going to...
Yeah, I should trademark.
I'm not going to give you business tips.
But, you know, it's funny because it's a great term, but it's actually not strong enough because it's beyond fake. It's really bad.
Nelson Mandela and 80 of his constituents were trying to come to the United States.
Yeah.
The United States government wasn't helping him. No one was helping him. You chartered a 727 plane for their entire trip.
Yeah.
How is somebody, and that's crazy because you can talk about anything, and why is it hard for you to talk about the things you've done? It runs in your family.
I never even knew that.
Your father helped build a synagogue. I mean, why do we not know those things?
It's something that I've never, I love doing it. I don't need praise for it. I don't, we all like a certain level of praise, but I've never, I just like helping people. I help a lot of people and I enjoy doing it and I never talk about it. It's nice that you bring it up. I also think it's not a narrative that the press likes talking about, for me.
But I think it would help a lot of the American people who have been misled, I myself included. Now, listen, I'm voting for you now because of the man you are, not just because of the policies. Because not every American will get the opportunity that I had to saw who you were backstage. And that's why I have this list. I mean, I have testimonials. We can't go through all of them because
I want to see them.
Now, this was, I had to dig deep.
I like that.
You donated $100,000 to raise dogs. You're not even a dog guy. Explain it.
Well, that's Lara. So I have the wife of Eric, and she's a terrific person. You know, she's actually now a very big and important person in getting elected in the Republican Party. Comes from North Carolina. She loves the dogs. And I did that in her honor, actually. And, if you listen to her, boy, dogs are treated very badly. They're, some evil people having to do even with dogs. So I did that for my daughter-in-law, more so than me. I don't know that much about dogs, but I want to take care of them. And I had an opportunity.
I never knew about that either.
As president, you can do a lot of things. I did a lot. The size of the kennels, the size of the cage, there's like cages that they're in. And it's terrible. It's like you have no room, no nothing. And she came in with a whole group of people. These are people that really fight hard for dogs. I mean, you have people that fight. And she's a good person, so I did it for her.
I have hundreds of employees who have said things like, you've paid medical bills, you've paid mortgages, rents, you've helped get family members. There's one story in here where a brother came in with a business plan, nobody would hear him. You gave him 10 minutes, you shook his hand and you cut him a check.
Wow.
Why is it so hard for you and even your team? I'm a little upset. These are things that I think the American people need to, and I get it, you're humble because you're a father first and a grandfather. And that's something, again, one thing we need in this country is we need a father figure again. We need husbands and boyfriends and young men we need to see that fathers are capable of great things because we've dealt with it, especially in the last 3.5 years, a complete dismemberment of what it is to be a man. We're under attack for everything.
We are. Well, actually, manhood is under attack. I see things that are so beautiful, and the next day I see them knocking the hell out of somebody for doing something that a day before I said, what a wonderful thing.
And you know what? Charlie Kirk was also extremely inspiring to young men, too. He wanted to raise young male leaders. That was something that he really loved. Look at this. Charlie Kirk, we're praying for you. We know that you're in heaven right now.
Under no circumstance ever should a man ever let a woman pay for a date. A woman shouldn't have an expectation that you as a woman are so important and so critical and so necessary and beautiful that it shouldn't even be a question. Even better, go to the waiter before the meal and you just give them the credit card. It's not even a conversation. It's paid for. It's done.
But they should pull out the credit card.
Charlie Kirk wanted to inspire young men. Not raise young men, but be a leader, Hey, you take care of the woman. We are men. We are leaders.
Now, we have to get back a little bit more. The other thing under attack is religion. Religion was like the glue that kept this country together, and so many people are mocking it now. They mock it, and it just kept our country together. But it's absolutely under attack, and under attack by this administration. And you look at Kamala, she's worse than Biden. Biden he's out of it, okay?
Oh, yeah.
But she's actually not as smart as Biden. Biden was smarter than her. I think to this day he is. And I don't think the country can take a chance on having her. I think it's a tremendous, I don't even think it's a chance.
Well, let me ask you,
I think it would be a disaster.
Let me ask you the question that was posed to her last night that she refused to answer. You debated Biden the first time, and you debated him the second time. How much of a difference did you notice from the two?
So, are you talking about her and him, or are you talking about just him?
This is interviews about.
Well, he was different. I think he had a really bad night. I don't think it.
Cognitively?
He had I don't know. He had a really bad, the second time.
Yeah.
I think he had a really bad time of it. So I debated him before, and he was okay. Look,
and Charlie Kirk talked about his faith and why he is Christian.
Are you a Christian? By any chance?
Very, very much so.
Like, why is that exactly?
Jesus saved my life. I'm a sinner, gave my life to Christ, most important decision I ever made.
So you believe the Bible is real?
Yes, I believe the Bible is true and real. Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I could give you the technical answer. There's never been an archaeological discovery that has contradicted the truth of the Bible. And then, of course, the wisdom. There is not a truth of the Bible that if you apply to your life does not improve dramatically. And then finally, we have the most accurate and transparent, historically robust account that one can have of the most important figure ever to live in the history of the world, Jesus of Nazareth. And the resurrection is the pinpoint of my belief that Jesus did rise from the grave so that we may live.
What makes Christian mythology real?
So that's not mythology, but that is theology. If Genesis 1:1 and the resurrection is true, anything in the Bible is possible. You're looking at the greatest miracle. The greatest miracle is creation. And then the fact that Jesus rose from the dead. And I say, how do you know that Jesus rose from the dead? Well, show me another historical piece of a story where so many people willing...
Are you a Christian?
Very, very much so.
Like, why?
So Charlie Kirk understood that religion is under attack, and he wanted to create a rise.
Hard. I asked him about $3.5 million. Remember when Chris Wallace was protecting him? Chris Wallace is not doing so well. Chris Wallace is not Mike. But I asked him about the 3.5 given to him by the mayor of Moscow's wife. I said, how do you justify this? And then I always have 2 or 3 people to debate. The last time I had David Muir.
I call them interventions.
Oh, they're terrible. Well, David Muir, I said, crime is through the roof. It's way up. And he said, no, it's not. It's way down. The FBI said so. Well, the FBI didn't include a lot of places.
Funny how that is.
Yeah. The next day, you remember they announced that crime is up like 45%. So I was right. But I haven't gotten an apology from David Muir, but I don't watch him anymore. I haven't gotten an apology. No, I think Biden, look, the debate he had was not great. But I think that he's a step above her, actually.
Speaking of apologies, the brave men and women on the border, especially the horse division, their lives were put in shambles. One of the things I have on my policy list was that would you consider giving them a day at the White House, a moment to be recognized?
Are we talking where they were saying about the whips and everything
yes.
else, which didn't exist?
Not just them, but their families. When the President of the United States comes out and condemns them.
You set it up. We win, I'm there, because I said we have to win. If we don't win, we're not going to have a country. You're right. They were brutalized. You know, it's interesting. These people are not smart, but they're vicious. They're very vicious. And you see it. It's like fascist. It's like Marxist. I don't know what the hell it is. But the level, look at me, the weaponization of the Justice Department. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
America, again, this is not hyperbole. This is a guy, I don't fly private jets. I fly every airport I go to all over the country. 4 years ago.
Are you able to use like one seat? Because you are
first class, of course. Yes, one seat. Yeah.
Well, that means you have to stay wealthy.
Well, right? Or keep billing Fox. One or the other.
That's even better.
But yeah,
I like that even better.
Outsource the bill. But again, when I think about the verbiage and the things that are said about you, even after, we don't even know how many assassination attempts there has been. But we know too, one of the things that when you, in that moment, when you stood up and you yelled, fight, 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 again, that's where I'm seeing the Father. It wasn't about you. It was letting your family know you're okay and you're more concerned about the people. But yet, I'm still waiting for the interview to talk to you about that. Why are we not sharing in that? That was a tremendous moment. I was in Oklahoma doing a stand-up show, and I thought I was going to cancel because I wasn't leaving the TV screen because I'm watching an assassination attempt on our president.
People will watch you. There's no question about it. That was a big deal.
But I went anyways to the show thinking no one would come, and they came. And instead of doing a stand-up show, I did a Q&A talk about it. And there was a lot of veterans that were there that were talking about how much they support you and they believe in you, and that they were generally concerned, but they said they had no fear because when they saw you stand, you stood for them. Because veterans, our police, our first responders have been, forget the moral outrage of how they're treated. They've been the funding, the stuff like that. Sure. And you have been doing some stuff with taxes. Yeah. I did a little bit, and I'm not a mathematician, but I did a little bit of checking. One of the things that one of the policies, like, would you consider thinking about for our veterans, for those who serve, for those who are police department, to where their taxation is the fact that they're giving their bodies to this country instead of having to pay taxes. None of these cities want to give them raises, so at least let them keep their money.
You know, I've never heard that before, and it's like a very interesting thing. It's the kind of thing you would think of, right? Because they have been treated so terribly.
It's going to take more than a hug. We need to. Wow. And here's the deal. If you're looking at serving in this country, in the military, or a police officer, or a firefighter, and you're young and you're coming up, and you don't have to pay taxes because you're paying, and it's almost an incentive to where we can get people interested.
And other countries do that, as you know. Yeah. Other countries do that.
Of course they do.
In spades. It's something I would think about. It's something that nobody ever brought up. I've never heard it. It's interesting you're bringing it up. You're like my tax person there. But, something has to be done.
Yes.
And we have to attract
I think you're the president to do it.
Well, Tyrus is such a smart guy. And he really loves President Trump. And he actually gave him the belt to call him the people's champ.
That's the purpose of this next election, so we can sleep well again. I can't wait that one day I'll be able to tell my grandchildren that the President of the United States stole my seat. And Mr. President, if you're going to sit, oh wow! Thank you for WrestleMania 4 and 5, by the way. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. But if you're going to sit in that chair, if you're going to do the Tyrus experience, you have to do it right because you are the people's champion, Mr. Trump.
Wow!
And on behalf
I like that. Now I'm really. That's a good one.
It's the man who makes all the professional ones.
And we only wish that Tyrus could give Charlie Kirk that belt. Now, President Trump just came out to address the nation. Let's listen in.
We have the highest stock market in the history of our country by far, every single month. That's another thing you should camp. They like to demean that. The Democrats, well, that doesn't mean anything. That's just, no. That means jobs, and it means 401ks.
If you want to learn how to begin investing, we have a totally free offer right now. You can click the link below, or if you're watching this on your TV, you can take out your phone and scan that QR code. Just download the app. It's totally free to get started. It's never too late, and who knows, maybe you can even learn so you can help your children or your grandchildren as well. Personally, I started investing, and now my investments are up over $60,000. One of you guys even messaged me saying that you're up over $13,000. I believe this is the best time to start investing while Trump is president because he's the best leader and the stock market has been hitting record numbers under his leadership. So don't let this opportunity pass you by. Take it as your sign. It's totally free and I break it down easy for you. I even have a free tutorial that I created just for you. It's all in the description box or pinned in the comments.